Hey, how's it going, friends? I'm Darkoburi the Collector, and today we're going to check out this exclusive Assassin's Creed Valhalla figure. For today's video, like I mentioned, we're going to look at this collector's edition of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. A lot of people have asked me to share tips about everything I buy. There are some things you should keep in mind, for example, to consider. If you haven't bought my book yet, where I give you some tips for figures, comics, and more, I'm going to give you a great tip right now for these Ubisoft figures. Assassin's Creed is a franchise from the company Ubisoft, and it's a franchise, honestly, one of the best video games I've ever played, and my favorite is the one with Ezio Auditore. But what happens with Ubisoft is that they do pre-orders exclusively for the US market. They detect the network you're connecting from, and you can't pre-order even if you have the means, even if you have money, even if you have a credit card, if you're not in the United States. That's why I mentioned that I got a VPN service to set my location to Dallas. Once the Ubisoft store located me in Dallas, it let me make the purchase and I sent it to a PO box or a warehouse that was in the United States. Otherwise, getting figures like this is only possible through resellers, and the prices are 2 to 3 times higher. So honestly, paying for a VPN when you buy a lot of figures ends up being way more affordable. And I was super frustrated because they announced the sale, and I couldn't buy until the next day when a friend, Olaf Haramil, big shout out to you, Olaf, you really helped me a lot to get this piece, and this unboxing is dedicated to you. Stick around, let's get to what we're most interested in, which is unboxing this piece, so stay here with us on the Darkoburi channel. To do the unboxing of the piece, I have to tell you first that I got a slightly bigger box, but I didn't realize it was the collector's edition. Among all the figures and all the pieces that arrived, this is how it came to me. It was the biggest box. On top was the video game and this little bag, which I'll tell you about in a moment, and inside was the box. I actually left the other box aside because it was just a cardboard box. It didn't have anything in it. This is the box we're interested in, and let's start by looking at all the parts that the box contains. First, here we have the symbol of the assassins. If you look closely, they all start to change from Assassin's Creed 3 or 4 onwards. What I like most about the games is that they're always about history, historical events that they say they add fiction to. That's why you enjoy them, you play them, you get to know them, you learn, so I recommend them to you. You can now experience part of the mythology, because you get to play in the area where Valhalla is, where Odin is, and all the others. Now, you actually become part of the gods. And I'm giving you these spoilers because the game has been out for quite a while. It was released around October. I held back from doing the unboxing so I wouldn't give you the spoilers I'm used to giving. Suddenly, I say it's going to be a spoiler, and I end up spoiling the whole game. If you look, here it says the name Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And this is the collector's edition. The colors are green, and if you notice, the box has a really beautiful shine to it. Honestly, the piece is impressive, and it's going to be even better on the inside. Let's look over here on this side. If you notice, there are 2 eagles and the same Assassin's Creed symbol. Over here, it just repeats the name, and that it's the collector's edition. On the back, if you look, there's just the eagle, and in the middle is the assassin's symbol. And on the other side, once again, we just have the symbol, the edition, and the name. And on the top, it's the same, we just have the name, the symbol, and everything else. And to properly start this unboxing, let's first take out what's inside this bag. Honestly, I thought this detail was really cool. It's just a regular bag. As you can see, you can close it, and it has the assassin's symbol here. What could be inside this item? Let's find out. And it's a piece, let's call it, in quotes, made of wood of Ivar. If you look, here's Ivar, who is the Viking you get to play as, and he has his raven with him. Remember, they can see things in the environment through their sixth sense, let's put it that way, of an assassin, and they also use animals for that. For what purpose? So they can see everything that's happening from above. And Ivar uses this raven, which you can customize. You can even give it some really cool armor. And we're going to see it here. Down here, it's got the assassin's symbol on the belt, kind of like it's part of the outfit. In its hand, it has an axe carved into it, because remember, the assassins, especially in this game, and I've already played it, honestly it's amazing. They can't go to Valhalla if, when they die, they don't have an axe in their hand. If they die without the axe, they're left out. They can't enter the Hall of the Gods, the Feast of Odin, to Valhalla to dine with them, drink with them, get drunk with them. And in the game, you have the chance to kill many of them, and at the critical moment, it's up to you. Do you give them the axe or not, so they can enter Valhalla or not, and have an honorable death or not? It's the video game that comes packaged in plastic. It looks exactly the same, just in plastic. This is the metal one, the steelbook version, and this one's for PlayStation 5. These aren't exclusive franchises. You can find them on Xbox One or PlayStation 5. Honestly, I'm playing it on Xbox One. I bought another Mexican collector's edition, and here it comes with the special edition soundtrack. So, since I already have it, I've already played it, I'm going to give you this PlayStation 5 edition if you can name all the main characters, meaning the main character, the assassin, from all the games, starting with Altair and Ezio Auditore, and ending here with our good friend, No, I was about to say Ezio, Ever. If you can name all the assassins that have appeared in Syndicate, Odyssey, Origins, and all of them, you'll get this, including the games that came out for mobile. We're talking about the ones from Russia and China. Take it, because your friend Darkoburi wants to get it to you. This is not included. And now that we've unboxed all the pieces that come with our figure, let's take a look first. This was the piece that was complete, between the Drakkar, which is the Nordic ship, and here is our Eivor. The Raven came separately, and so did the axe. Obviously, I've already assembled them. Here was the spot to attach the Raven. The second thing that came is this. This is our certificate of authenticity showing that the piece comes from Ubisoft and is the collector's edition. Here is piece number 5381. I told you, I waited just one day, and look how much the count of pieces sold went up. I only waited one day because it was already night when it was announced, and here it is, our Assassin's Creed Collector's Edition. I've never gotten such a big certificate before. Honestly, it's spectacular, and it also includes this envelope. On the front, if you look, it's the Assassin's logo. On the back, it has the name of the video game, the logo, the Assassins, and let's see, there's some postcards. If you remember, in all the Assassin's Creed games, you have to go to what they call the viewpoints. They're the really, really high points where you can see the whole landscape, and a lot of things get activated for you in the game. So, here is obviously a viewpoint, and this is our first postcard. For the second one, let's take a look at this. Let's see the whole field that's visible. Let's remember that it was a very, very old England when all this Nordic stuff happened, and now let's look at the last one. Check this out. I hadn't noticed the detail because I showed it to you all first. There's the autograph, and back here is the artist's name, and now that I turned it over, you can see who's making each of these illustrations. So, to recap, here we've already seen Lacoste, and here is Donglu. I hope I pronounced that right. If not, correct me, my friend Donglu. And here is the name and third. Just imagine if Donglu actually replied to me, "Hey, dude, you pronounced it wrong, man." Man, I'd be so proud if that guy replied to me. Here is Martin Deschambault. Obviously, also if Ubisoft answers me, which if you go to the comments of the Ave Phoenix that we did for Prime 1 Studio answered us, and the truth is I am very proud of that. Thanks again, Prime 1 Studio. But now it's whose time to shine. From Ubisoft. Now let's take a look at the full analysis of the Assassin's Creed Valhalla piece. Now then, here comes one of the most important questions of this unboxing. If you can see, the figure displayed here from the collector's edition is a woman. But if you look at the features, let's say, of this figure carved in wood, obviously it's plastic, but let's say it's carved in wood, it's a man. If you look at the features, it's a male. Why do we have a male Eivor and a female Eivor? They call him the Wolf Killer, because as a kid he had the chance to kill a wolf, and obviously, Vikings collect nicknames like Kingslayer, Wolf Killer, X, Y, Z, and whatever else comes along. But at the beginning of a game, you have the chance to decide if you're a man, let's say, if you're a woman, or if the circumstances and choices you make throughout the game determine the gender. So, you can make choices that lean a bit more toward the feminine side or a bit more toward the masculine side, and the character changes accordingly. I said, well, I want to play through Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the first time, and I definitely chose Eivor as a man, without considering the decisions I would make. Here, they show us a female Eivor, and for that, you guys have to play it yourselves. I already gave you a huge spoiler, but it's from the very beginning, so it's not a big deal. Let's analyze our Eivor, who is the Wolf-Kissed. If you look closely, she's carrying a shield here, and the shield has what looks like two ravens painted on it. Why is that? Because they belong to the Raven clan. Obviously, she also has her raven, which you can send flying to let you see from above what enemies are around, how many there are, and the location of treasures or certain things you want to discover on the map. Of course, only those that are close to the character. And in some situations, like when you're underground, on a mission, or during an event, the raven doesn't appear. It tells you the raven is not available. Let's see, the axe here is impressive. We need to analyze it in depth. If you look closely, it's a one-handed axe. There are also longer two-handed axes in the game, which don't let you use a shield. These one-handed axes let you equip both the axe and the shield. And if you look, it has some gold-colored stripes here on this end, which are also present on the other side. This axe is fitted under pressure, and everything else seems to be just ornaments or designs that the Norse used, especially here near the blade. The blade itself is completely smooth, as you know, to give it a clean finish. And from there, the only thing that changes is the blue color here and then the handle. A brown wooden handle and the blade made of steel over here. One of the finishing moves I like the most, which I was telling the whole Darkoburi team about, is when they obviously stick the axe into the neck. That's where they kill him, but then he comes in and gives him like a slap, a hit, and ends up literally slicing off the head. They didn't miss a single detail. You see the blood, the body falling, and the head flying off. Honestly, it's a totally explicit game. Also, take care of yourself at home. Video games always come with an age recommendation. We should follow it to avoid some problems, but now let's continue with the description of Eivor's body. The first thing you need to notice is the hair here, a golden colored mane that, in the back, just has a single braid. And if you look closely, it has period appropriate ties that let her keep her hair in place. When you have Eivor, you can even choose how her beard will look. Honestly, I have my character with a pretty big beard, as you can clearly see, and there's a reason I have him like that. Another unique thing is that they start shaving all of this area here, all the strips of hair above the ears, and there's a tattoo around here. Another interesting part of the video game is that throughout the game, you can buy tattoos in shops, or certain events will also give you these tattoos. So you can cover your character with tattoos on both the torso and the face. You can change their hair, their style, leave them shaved, with a beard, without a beard, however you want, and the character will stay just the way you decide. Here we're going to see one of the most important elements in the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. Let's do it now because later it's going to get pretty tough, and that's the hidden blade. This is where it starts. Obviously, someone tells you about a very old order, the Templars, who are trying to conquer the world. They start training him to be an assassin without telling him he's going to be an assassin, and all assassins have the hidden blade on this side. If you remember, up until Ezio Auditore, all the previous assassins had this finger cut off so that when the blade came out, it would inevitably slice the finger off. So to avoid all that trouble in the future, they would just cut it off right away. But she puts it on, or Eivor puts it on, and puts it on in front. They say, no, it goes underneath. No, I like it this way, so I'm keeping it like this. She's the first character who wears her hidden blade not hidden. She has it right here on her hand, and the finishing scenes when you're killing the Templars are spectacular. So that's something we should pay attention to. Here, if you notice, it's a slightly more golden color. She has here, well, a green element. Let's say, a gem, and that's where the hidden blade comes out. You can buy the hidden blades of all the assassins at the Ubisoft store, and honestly, they're awesome. It's a plastic prop that you can check out. Here I have one of the ones I've actually unboxed, and now you can tell me, since you know Assassin's Creed, which character it belongs to. But now let's continue a bit, and I'm going to turn the figure all the way around again because there's another hidden element for those who know the franchise. Here we can see a bit of the hood. Why? Because when you go from city to city, there are places where you have to go unnoticed. The thing is, you put on the hood and obviously no one recognizes you anymore, and the alert level starts to rise. When the alert level is high and they're already chasing you, you take off the hood, it's no longer necessary. And that's when it's time to use, finally, the axes, the swords, whatever you have at your disposal to take them out. So I realized that it's hidden here. Hidden why? Because it has this fur on top. Like I said, it's a black colored fur. Let's say, what could it be? Maybe a wolf. A black wolf that looks super cool. It only covers the top part to keep the neck warm. And here we have a clasp. I got closer to check out the clasp design, but honestly, let's do a close-up. There's nothing special about it, just decorations or typical Viking stuff. Remember, they had their runes where they carved, drawings to protect themselves from evil spirits, for luck, for battles, whatever, X, Y, Z, they even tattooed them on themselves. Let's keep going. If you look, all this down here is their regular clothing, leather clothing. You can actually see the stitching on this part, but you can tell the stitches are pretty rough. Since the era didn't really allow for super fancy clothes, especially because they were in so many battles, that's why they're dressed like this. If you notice, it sticks out, and you can really see the patches in the back. Check out all of this that looks, let's say, badly stitched, but honestly, it's super cool. The same thing happens in the front here with the pants. Notice all the patches you can see here, the stitch parts, and the most essential thing for them is their boots, their shoes, which come up to here. You can see they're almost reaching the knee, just about halfway up. They have a bit more leather because their feet were covered again to protect against the cold, and they're tied up so that, in battle, the shoe doesn't come off and they don't have any issues with it. So if you notice, both feet are secured, let's say, with a special kind of wrapping so the shoe doesn't come loose. This arm is exposed, and here he has another shirt, a blue one, which, if you look, is the one that stands out on this side. In the video game, obviously, you can change his look, and there are special packs so you can even buy him the looks of, in my opinion, the best assassin, which was Ezio Auditore. To wrap up the analysis of the piece, and so you can take a closer look here on the Darkoburi channel, let's check out the ship. If you notice, these were longboats that use both oars and sails, which we can see on this side. They appear a lot in the Viking series, and if you pay attention, they placed the shields on this part of the ship. And when there was going to be a rain of arrows, everyone would use them for cover to prevent damage to the boat. These are vessels that can be used with or without sails. Once you get into a rhythm and you're out in open sea, you just raise the sail, let the wind carry you, and steer as you go. If you look here, it's like a dragon's face, with its tongue sticking out, and you can even see the fangs. It has the eyes, and it really looks like it's carved out of wood, just like the ships were. Here it's painted blue, and over here there's a yellow stripe, and I can say that with confidence because on this side it has the same details. It's kind of sloppily painted blue here and yellow over there. You can change the shape of the shields in the video game. I mean, you can change your character, you can change this part too. If you remember what this front ornament on Viking ships is called, leave it in the comments so everyone else can know. And now I'm just going to do two things. First, so you can see it from underneath, here are Ivar's feet, the feet of Ivar. Here are all the wooden planks, and as always, let's see what's on the bottom of the base. Look, here's the base. It just gives us all the details about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm checking if it has, the piece number isn't here. I'm telling you because I have the one from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have the piece somewhere. You flip over the rock it's standing on, and there it does have the corresponding number. Again, it says 5,381 pieces. That's the one we have here. And obviously, now I'm just going to leave you with the raven. It's a simple, straightforward raven, pretty cool, with red eyes, really red if you notice. But other than that, it's just the feathers. From there, as I mentioned, you can see here where it fits into the Drakkar, and that's what completes our whole piece, the entire Assassin's Creed Valhalla figure. And if you like this video, leave a comment below. Also, tell us which Assassin's Creed game you like the most. Honestly, for me, I have to say, the pirate one is super awesome. For those who don't know us yet, I have to talk to you a bit more casually, like we're buddies. There's the Vikings one, then the Industrial Revolution, the English part in Syndicate, the French Revolution. There are tons to play. Check out all our social media. Remember, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Medium, and Mintable. Go through each and every one of our social media pages. Give us a like, a heart, show us some love. Hit share it with all your friends, send them the link so the word gets out and we can reach those 15,000 subscribers we're aiming for right now on YouTube. And remember, every Thursday at 11:30 in the morning, a new video premieres on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Go check out all our pages, and don't forget to stop by Darkoburi.com, where you can find exclusive figures, as well as thermoses, mugs, keychains. We've even got bumper stickers. There's a ton of collectibles. Even the Darkoburi book. If you don't have it yet, you can buy your digital or physical copy. We've even got several bookstores that are now helping us distribute it. So, go grab your copy of the book right away. Leave us any comments you want to share down below. Congratulations, best wishes, and as always, Darkoburi. Peace out.